Did you know that your money is spying on you? That's right. Every time you swipe, tap, or click buy, someone's watching. Every single purchase that you make is tracked, analyzed, and stored. When, where, and what you buy, and how much you spend. Every coffee, every online order, every grocery run, all of it weaves together to create a detailed digital profile of you. A profile that grows with every single transaction that you make and never truly disappears. So today I want to break down how money has become the perfect tool for spying on normal citizens and why this might be a bigger problem than you think. This is going to be 50% disaster porn and 50% educational. You're going to learn a lot. Let's dive into it. Traditionally, money has had three functions: to store value over time, to act as a medium of exchange, and to serve as a unit of account for pricing goods and services. But in recent years, money has taken on a new, far more sinister role. It has gained a fourth function, and something darker now lurks beneath the transactions you make. Money has become a tool for mass surveillance. In other words, money doesn't just serve you anymore. It spies on you, and it may just be the most powerful surveillance system ever created. In 2013, Edward Snowden exposed one of the biggest surveillance scandals in all of history. He revealed that the US government, through the NSA, was secretly spying on its own citizens and people around the globe, collecting phone records, tapping into tech giants like Facebook and Google, and monitoring global internet traffic. They even engaged in cyber espionage and hacking, working with other governments to expand their surveillance. Snowden's leaks sparked a global debate about privacy, government power, and personal freedom. But while that scandal shook the world, a new form of surveillance was quietly taking root, one that hits even closer to home. Today, the money that you use has become a powerful tool for tracking and profiling you. Every dollar, every transaction is recorded. How much you earn, what you buy, where, when, and how you spend. The digital trail of your financial life is now a treasure trove of data, feeding into both government and corporate surveillance systems. And here's the frightening part. Financial data is perhaps the most intimate data you have. It reveals more about who you are than almost any other form of data, making financial surveillance the most sinister kind. If your online search history shows what you're curious about, your financial transactions reveal what you truly value, what you buy, where you invest, how you spend. Together, all of this data paints a very clear picture of who you are, your habits, your preferences. In a way, financial data is to your identity what DNA is to your biology. It maps out the story of who you are. Since Edward Snowden exposed the NSA's global surveillance programs, surveillance hasn't stopped. It's increased. And here's what scares me. Over time, we've been lulled into accepting an increasing amount of surveillance. People have become jaded, even apathetic, beaten down by the very system that spies on them, erodes their wealth, and keeps them trapped in the soul-wrenching rat race. When the state controls the money, it controls far more than just the economy. It controls your time, your choices, your future, your freedom, with tremendous implications for your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. Money has become a tool for surveillance, where your financial life and your transactions paint a clear picture of who you are, a detailed profile of what you value, how you spend your time, the decisions you make, your hobbies, your social life, and even your personality. No need to tap phones or read messages. Your financial data reveals more about you than almost anything else. And by using their money, you're doing the surveillance work for them. I care about this for ideological reasons, but even if you don't, this is something that you should know about. Because the digital profile that the government and corporations have on you isn't to your benefit. It's used to manipulate you, to push you to buy things that you don't need, and worse, to control you. Surveillance strips away your autonomy, and that's a crime against humanity about as bad as inflation and war. Privacy should be untouchable. Your right to privacy is as fundamental as your right to property, your body, and your mind. These rights don't come from the state. They're yours by nature. They can't be given to you. They can only be taken away. And that's exactly what's happening. Your rights have already been violated. Severely. The state steals your money by printing currency out of thin air. They take away your right to your consciousness by criminalizing psychedelics. And they strip you of your privacy by embedding surveillance into the money you use. So what happens when state control becomes absolute? We're seeing early signs in places like China, where a social credit system dictates nearly every aspect of life. What you can buy, where you can go, what services you have access to, even how much meat you can eat in a week. It's not hard to imagine a future where, in response to a new pandemic or crisis, your account could be frozen if you refuse to comply with government policies, no matter how draconian. The real danger is information asymmetry, a world where the state and corporations know almost everything about us, and we know next to nothing about them. If we want a free society, it must be the other way around. The state's spending habits and policies should be completely transparent, or at least as far as national security allows. After all, it's our money that they're using. Meanwhile, our personal and financial data should not be transparent. It should remain private. And the state should never have the ability to infringe on your bodily autonomy, your consciousness, or your financial life, because that's a slippery slope to tyranny. I think you know where I'm going with this, but it needs to be said. Bitcoin fights for what the fiat system is taking from you. Your right to privacy, your right to your money, your right to not have your wealth stolen through inflation, and the right to not have your every move tracked. If tomorrow you wake up feeling ground down by the fiat system, as many of us do, and you only have the energy for one thing, let it be this. Protect your right to privacy and financial independence. Get some Bitcoin. Not as a hedge for when Orwell's dystopia arrives, but as a life raft before it does. But let's be perfectly clear. Bitcoin is not a magic bullet. Just as the internet was once hailed as a tool for freedom, but became another weapon for surveillance, Bitcoin could face the same fate. Adam Back put it well when he said, "In the physical world, you have a good degree of privacy. In the online realm, you should enjoy the same rights. Why should you lose your rights just because you're using a different communication mechanism?" The same question applies to Bitcoin. It's a new technology that holds the potential to free us from inflation, surveillance, and all kinds of oppression. But we need to tread carefully. If the Bitcoin ecosystem, like the wallets that we use and the regulations that surround using these wallets and mining and so on, is hijacked by the state, Bitcoin could become the very dystopian tool it was designed to resist. Imagine a world where all privacy is stripped away. A world where every thought, every action is monitored. Without privacy, we'd lose the ability to explore ideas that challenge the status quo, to take risks, to fail without judgment. It's in private that we dare to think, practice our skills, and concentrate our minds. Without it, we live in a constant panopticon, too afraid to venture beyond what's accepted, forever conforming to the norms. Bitcoin holds the promise of protecting our privacy, but only if we protect Bitcoin. If we allow the state to co-opt Bitcoin, it could become an Orwellian nightmare, a tool for unprecedented financial surveillance. Instead of escaping the financial dark ages of fiat money, money that spies on you, erodes your wealth, fuels short-term thinking, and corrupts our institutions, we'd be sinking even deeper into them. Protect your privacy and stay ahead of the curve. Peace out.
Get your copy of Yoni's book, Abundance Through Scarcity, in the description below.